Yo. Testing. We got a little audio. All right. Truth be told, this is maybe my second attempt on a live up here on YouTube, but I really wanted to share, and I feel like my audio is being real flaky. Bear with me. Everybody's in the chat. That's what my kids mess with my audio. Son used my mics for his little PlayStation drunk. Choo. If anybody's in the chat, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. 2 people in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me, people. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Nobody's in the chat right now. Choo. All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and get started for folks that will get on this and watch this later on. Hopefully I can edit this and take out the nonsense. But my name is Calvin Lightmy Way Williams. 34 years old, husband, father, man of God, worker, love the outdoors, love cycling. I'm one of your regular guys, right? But like most people, 2020 has been a real kick in the nuts. And with that being said, what I've come to realize through conversation with different social groups, with listen to some of the conversations my wife's having with her friends and family, her coworkers, so on and so forth, is that we are dealing with a lot of depression. We are dealing with a lot of stress due to this whole COVID-19 pandemic globally. We are dealing with negativity on all fronts. Testing. Can anyone hear me? If you're in the chat, if you're watching, just chime in on the chat if you can hear me. Type of 1 in the chat if you can hear me. If there's no audio. But this is, I got a little sound. Testing. All right, I'm just gonna go for it. 2020 has been a real kick in the nuts for the majority of people in the world, let alone marriages, dealing with stress, just being a man in general, being a woman, and just being a human, being alive at this time, dealing with social distancing and stresses from losing jobs and finances, marriages being rocked. I've come to realize that through conversation with my wife, friends, co-workers, that most people are going through the same thing. We are in a place right now. I don't need my glasses. I'm not reading right. We're in a place right now where the majority of us are pain, in pain, hurt, stressed the hell out. stressed the hell out. And truth be told, we need help. We need something obtainable. We don't need no fluff. Um, Myself, I've been reading personal development books for years, and 90% of them, I ain't even gonna say 90%. I'm gonna say about 75% of them, they tell you the same thing. They tell you about positive thinking. They tell you about affirmations. They tell you that if you believe it in your mind, it can happen. It can be. You just got to be what you want to be in your mind, or some weird stuff like that. Um, but the truth is, life is fucking hard for everybody. Okay. The only difference between those that excel or break through, beat the odds, is the fact that they don't quit. They don't give up. And they continue to try or do. And if something happens, they fail, things don't go their way, they learn from that and keep moving. Okay. This is simply about how did we, how you, how me, because I'm dealing with some heavy stuff this year myself. I'm dealing with some stuff in house, outside of house. Um, I'm dealing with some stuff spiritually. I'm dealing with some stuff marriage wise. I'm dealing with some stuff personally, as far as me as an individual. And the the global aspect of it as well, the pandemic, right? All of this stuff gets stressful. When you go to the doctor, you talk to people about it, or they ask you if you're stressed, you're like, yeah, everybody in the world is freaking stressed. And the first thing people want to do is give you some medication. They want you to take some medicine. But the truth is, what we need to do is communicate. First and foremost, we have to communicate. We got to learn to talk. What I'm going to go over here, I don't know how many daggone tips I'm going to have, but we're stopping self-destructive uh, ideology, self-destructive behavior. That's one kicker we got to kill. We got to stop that. And we got to stop and break the chains of depression. Okay, the chains of depression are destroying us as a people. This is not about nationality or about black and white, brown or yellow, nothing. This is about the human people, us. Okay. Um, we have to nick this depression bug and self-destructive behaviors in the butt. Okay. So many people out here today that are strung out on medications and oxy and marijuana, alcohol, and just it's becoming overbearing. And with this overbearing self-medication spirit, right? Self-medication spirit, which is indoctrinated on us by the medicating mindset of the world. Um, we got to address the problem. Okay. The main thing must become the main thing. If there's an issue and it's with your marriage, guess what? Your spouse have to deal with the marriage issue, not talk about it to millions of people or tell your friends, she tell her friends, or they tell their friends, and you talk to your mom or your dad, and so on and so forth. You get advice from over here and over there, and then you decide if you're going to do it or not. You're going to be together or not. That's not how this is going to work. This is not how marriage is going to work. A successful marriage. This is not how you're gonna break through, or you're gonna go to the next level on your job. That is not how it's gonna work. Okay. What's gonna work is you having a conversation first with you. We gotta kill the nonsense in our mind. The best thing that you can do, okay, in my opinion, because I'm not a doctor, in my opinion, the best thing that you can do is talk to a psychiatrist or therapist, so that you can sit down with somebody that's going to be non-biased and just get some stuff off your chest. Allow them to ask you some questions and see what's the deep-rooted issue. What's going on with you that's causing you to feel such and such a way? Okay. Um, the truth is that we as a people must learn to be honest with ourselves. There are many lies that we tell ourselves that's holding us back. One thing in particular, me and my wife, we were having some issues about the not being available, I say, in daily life, man. Like me having jobs and side hustles and ideas and things that I had created in my head. My dad, damn, what, like 20 years older than my mom. So whenever I was coming up, my dad was all I was always looked at him. He was old. He was older. He was damn near 50. Whenever I'm like 10 or something, right? So my dad, he wasn't very active. Came around, he did what he could, and things like that. But when it was outside activities, running around playing and stuff, it was mom. Mom was there. So a lie that I told myself that I was listening to was the fact that I didn't have to run around. I didn't have to go to the park with the kids and the wife, and I didn't need to go to these cookouts and things with these people and those people. This was a lie. The lie that I created, that I told myself that I believed to be true, that was poisoning or corrupting my present circumstance. We must address the lies. What in your life are you living by? Are you doing that is nothing more than a tradition, an idea that was created by somebody else? What are you doing that is causing you to be unhappy with your current circumstance? What is causing you to do something that is causing your significant other to be upset? What is holding you back? What beliefs do you have that are limiting your ability to excel? What are they? These are the questions. These are the things that we must do, that we must look at and see that this is what's holding you back. This is what's stopping you. This is what's pausing you. This is what's stunning your growth. This is stopping you from being the best version of yourself. This is stopping you from loving more, from being more, from having more. That's the first conversation we must have. The first conversation is with self. It's getting real with self. And that fear of getting real with you is what causes you to self-medicate or to negatively. Oh Lord, my problem. Uh, all right. Choo 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 choo. I hear it I hear it in my head. Hopefully you guys hear it, and I'm not just sitting here talking for 13 minutes now with nothing. Um, but the negativity is, well, that the lie that themselves create the negativity. They create the environment that stunts our growth, that stops us from identifying the source. And the source for said problem, if it's a problem, can be found in self. Found by having those conversations. It can be found by listening to your reaction to said terms. Um, what? All right. Let's say there's a issue on the job, right? And your boss tell you that you're not communicating well and seem angry, right? First thing he's gonna say is, "Hey, well, there's been a couple complaints. We've seen that you haven't been yourself. What's going on? Is there anything going on in your personal life that you need help with or can be resolved, because patients getting bad, people are upset, people walking on eggshells around here. What's the issue?" And by that question, you would self-reflect. First off, most people are gonna say, "I'm good. There's nothing wrong. I'm fine." and they're just dead the situation. But the truth is, when the question is asked, we must self-reflect first. Self, look at you. Is there something going on? Is there a reason why? And ask yourself, what's the reason? Why am I being such and such a way? Why am I being negative? Why am I being aggravated? Why am I being hateful? Why am I whatever? And be honest. Is it because you got issues at home? Is it because you're not getting adequate sleep? Is it because your parents sick and you've been dealing with that stress and you haven't had anyone to talk to? Is it what is it? Because a lot of times we take pain from a situation and move it into another situation. What do I mean? A man can go to work, have issue on the job, and be mad with his supervisor or workers. Come home, get with his kids and his wife and family, and they'd be mad and be ill with them, but they had nothing to do with the other situation. You taking problems and pain from one situation to another, that is not healthy, nor is it fair to your other situation, be it your family or what have you. Don't take pain to situations. Take the pain where it is, deal with it there. Deal with it there. If you got to talk to somebody in another situation, then that's fine. That makes sense. Talk, release the pain, release the situation, and give that energy away. Don't pass it to your loved one. Now, part two, next thing that you can do to destroy, to kill this self-destructive behavior, depression, is to talk with your spouse. If you're not married, that's fine. You can talk to a loved one, your best friend. But if you have a significant other, that is probably safest bet. The safest person that you can talk to is someone that cares about you, that loves you, that is willing to listen, that you can hash things out with, that you can bounce ideas off of, that you can share the situation, and they could possibly lead you into self-reflection as well. They can listen and they can give a opinion or give a second eye to a situation. Um, Depression is real, and the reason it is real because most of us feel that we can do everything on our own, especially as men. I know for me, even still now to this very day, when something's the matter, I attack it like I attack work. I attack it like I attack a trivial task in the yard, like yard work or washing the car. I attack it. I can fix this. I can do this. But the truth is, you don't have to, and it's not healthy when you're in the situation to try to deal with your pain and fixing the pain and issues of others as well as yourself. You got to get in touch with you. You got to be real with yourself, and you got to be willing to ask for help. Ask for a brother or sister, a friend to lend their ear and be honest with you. Some people are yes men and yes women, and they will tell you what you want to hear. And that's the last thing that you want to hear is some bull crap. You want honesty. You want respect of energy. You want love. You want care. And you want sound advice. And if you can't talk to that, find you a man or woman of God, a clergy member, whatever your religious stance or what have you is, someone you can confide in, someone that can give you some sound advice. Because the truth is, we as a people need one another. And the scariest thing about this whole COVID thing is the distance, the social, pushing away of other people. And I feel that social pushing away of others is what's caused us to separate. It's called a lack of love. It's caused a disdain for one another. It's caused rifts and the married dynamic over on a global scale. You know, there's some people that's out here that's doing great, that's celebrating and running together as one. But the majority of people are hurt and stressed the hell out. They're dealing with the pressures of a global pandemic, stresses, kids being always home, families being forced to address issues that probably wouldn't have arose as quick. But the dynamic of this global pandemic bullcrap is the fact that it's making you deal with it now. So right now, be honest, be real, be truthful to you, first and foremost. If you're not happy, say you're not happy and work through it. If you're sad, if you're alone and you feel that way, say it. Find someone to speak to, talk to, and deal with it. Because the truth is, for a man, most men are very direct. They like direct conversation, they like the direct communication. If a quote unquote, if a woman says she wants some sex, brother, is like, hey, all you had to say, I'm here. But for a woman, you gotta set her in the mood, you gotta do this, you gotta go around this way, you gotta set everything. It's a different dynamic. We communicate different, and that's fine. But as a man, you got to be able to share and deal with those feelings that you don't like using, you don't like sharing. And for women, if you're dealing with something and you speak to your husbands or your significant others, be direct. Like, hey, we really gotta talk. I need you just to be my sounding board. Because I'm hurt right now. I'm dealing with something. And most men will say, what's wrong? I'm here now. Right now. Let's get it. But we have to be real with each other. We, as distant as we have become, these 6 feet, right? We have to reconnect. We must reconnect. We must share love. We must come together. We must communicate. We must be able to deal with the stresses that are all around us at all times in an honest fashion. And if you're not good, bro, and I ask you, bro, you good? Don't say, yeah, I'm good. Say, yeah, I'm dealing with something. And I need you, bro. I need a hand. I need conversation. I need help. Because the truth is, right now, we probably all do. I got a couple links in the description that might help some of you guys out. Man, women, it don't matter. As far as engaging in conversations, as far as learning, dealing with the stresses of this world. But truth be told, man, if you need somebody to talk to, granted, I can't call anybody. I'm not going down that road. But if you can get active in the comment section, I'll reach out. I'll respond. You can hit me on social media. All my links are in my bio. Have conversations. Because the truth is, to beat the self-destructive behavior, we got to be honest with ourselves. We got to stop self-medicating. We got to stop using or passing pain and instead pass the lessons from those pains. As men, that's one thing that a lot of men do. They like sharing the pain. Yeah, man, don't do that. I was hurt and she did this and that. And don't go down that road because I've been down that road and ain't nothing. What's the lesson that you learned on that road, bro? Could you give me the lesson? Teach me the lesson. I don't want to know all about your pain and why you're hurting, why you're crying, but give me the lesson. Because for me, in this last year, it's almost 2021, and I pray it's much better than 2020. But this past year, I've had to deal with self-reflection. I had to deal with the idea of who I am versus who I've been in my marriage, how I've actually been showing up. And by doing so, I've been able to make adjustments. And granted, it hasn't been easy. It's been quite difficult. But I'm in a better place now than I was at the beginning. I'm not where I want to be. I don't think my marriage goal is not anybody else. It's not a picture of another couple. It's my household. It's my vision, our vision for one another. And attempting, trying, giving our all, being able to communicate, being able to speak, being able to give space. It's hard. God knows it's hard. But don't give in to the self-destructive behavior. Don't give in to the pain, the stresses, the hate, the hurt. Don't give in. Don't hold that crap in. If you need somebody, reach out to someone. Reach out and get the help necessary for you. Because the most important person is the one I'm pointing at right now. You got to look out for you and your mental stability, your health, your heart. So, quick tips before I go: get active. One thing that depression is, it makes people loners. It gets you by yourself and you start sitting in the damn house just sleeping and eating. Get active, bro. Get active, sis. Get in the gym. Get outside. Get active. Get on a bike. I'm a bike rider. I love cycling. I get out on the road. I get out on the trails, and I'm doing 2-3 hours. It's about 40, 60 miles. I be riding. Get in the gym, hit some weights, get on treadmills, get active, get your heart ready, get your body balanced. Read some spiritual books. I've actually been reading this warrior book. My favorite book is scriptures, the Bible. But for a man, the warrior book by what's the dude? Garrett J. White. Yeah, Garrett J. White. It's a dope book. Really speaks to situations, man. Especially if you're a man, you got a lot going on, stresses and so forth and so on. Read. Exercise, get your body right, get your mind right, and communicate. See, by exercising, you get that tension, that stress release, you get the endorphins moving, and you actually better your physical condition, your health. By reading, you relieve your mind. You get books that speak to your situation. They give you different ways to look at it from various angles, and you can grow. You can be better. You can do better, which prepares you to use your mind and actually speak with your spouse, your coworkers, your friends, your family, whatever's going on, yourself, so that you can get past and grow. This life is hard. You got to do some work. And that work starts with that exercise. Starts by getting active and start to read books. Get in the Bible if you're a spiritual person. If you're not, hey, still read it. You get some good stuff out of there. Just read Psalms if you're not even a religious person. Read some Psalms, Proverbs. Just a good tip, you know. Um, and it helps you reflect. Like I said, another good book to read is very small. Is A Man Thinketh by man, what's the man name? It's a man think. It's a thin book. It's about 40 pages long. But this book was written back in like 19 something, 1900s, early 1900s, maybe late 1800s. I'm not sure. But As a Man Thinketh, it is it's fire. Um, but it helps you. What the books are doing is helping you work on that power dynamic. It helps you look at things from different perspectives and help you to grow as an individual so that you can use those tools and resources as you experience life. Um, but I'm not gonna hold you long. I just wanted to drop like 30 minutes today. I love you. I love you. I love you. You are loved no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what other people say, the haters are saying, even what you are saying, negative self talk sucks. Don't do it. But I'm telling you, you are great. You are destined by God to do great things and be an amazing human being. You are a great mother or father. You are a great person. You are passionate. You are loved, and you are a reflection of love. You are amazing, and you deserve amazing, abundant, beautiful life. Step out and experience it with a smile. Go look in the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself because you're great. So that's it. Till next time, be encouraged, be positive, know you're loved. So go out and love somebody else. Till next time, lights out. Chill.